as a digital simulation, really, to digitalize, to steal life. It is an anti-life program. It's moving from carbon-based life to silicon-based life, to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit.
I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, you're left behind where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to roll with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We got protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no posses. Mola, worshiping pedophiles. Wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon bases to silicone base. Should be with
99.9% of people are saying, I'm not a fucking ganja, I'm not a citizen.
Ourselves,
fucking you better start listening, son.
And grow crops, I'm envisioning a world full of love and
being
peace.
fucking stupid.
Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats.
Oh man.
But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher, no am I some pastor or preacher. Was released represent with this passion to speak up after doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is a war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the golem, bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive.
I do it bad for Chi-Town, who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide out. Blue sky but high ground, my crown slash helmet. So my aircraft stealth spit, cabby tied down like evil seat building. Really down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked the cards, my hand, I dealt it. Felt it vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. It must all from spices and felt shit. So radiating through the dark room, well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. My heart, body for remarks, velvet. Body enough for Mars, a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit to a fly, so haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the still hand, but we're healer man. It's not Cypress Hill, I'm Turtle shit. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow. I
was gonna move it over, so I didn't want to be able to read the comments. Hey, salutations. What's going on, beloved? It's Dev. Shalisa, how are you? Salud. Saluda.
Face off, active shape statements of fate, it's fraud. Battle start in the galactic, my mindset, birth muscle practice, so I run best. I excel like I'm climbing a step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am the threat. My measurement width, height, and depth. I'm just policy up. Flying a jet, spray the adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Sebastian Capero, or Fly Bandit. Mohawk, alien.
Green tea, ginger, lime, and mesquite honey. Get it, put it together. And green tea's good for your heart, ginger for your digestion, green tea is good for your snaps, your brain. You can take rosemary and thyme, wrap it, and soak it in it for like a minute, pull it out. It won't disrupt the green tea or the ginger. The mesquite honey, if you got allergies, you don't. Mesquite is still good for your skin and everything, your smell. And ginger, well, come on, y'all already know, man. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Y'all really thought that I was done with y'all.
That is so. This is a Japanese green tea, TRU.
I'm really done.
I'm kind of big on it. I like the one you whisk. My whisk is in there, and I'm not gonna buy another one. Okay, I'm turn it up. The whisk is really good. I like the green tea where you whisk it and you drink it. It's I guess they freeze dried. I never really watched to see how it's made. I've watched to see green. We used to grow green tea here. This one next to that, to me, is one of the best. It's organic, you know. But it's the one I run to. Now, as far as the lavender tea I get, and like if you have anxiety, stay away from black tea. It's higher than coffee and caffeine. But the lavender tea, because I like caffeine messes with you, all right? And men, it messes with your testosterone. I know how to counter it a little bit with the goji berries and, like I say, ginger and lime, not lemon, but lemon, which is one and the same. But it's how much you partake in. Most people drink 2-3 cups of coffee a day, some 4 or 5. That's ergo the problem, brothers. And the one that I get, it has plenty of lavender. I used to harvest it out in the res and out in Page. I used to grab it off the side of the road. But it has black tea, like real black tea. And you want a minuscule amount of black tea if you have no problem with caffeine. Like I said, my anxiety was brought on with pain. You gotta remember when it happened to me in the Bronx, I was about 275 pounds. I was lifting everything, shoulder pressing 315. I was just retarded with the lift and everything. I had my service. I got my service dog after it. Anyway, I didn't have a service dog before that. And I remember I was walking up East of 43rd Street, okay? And my little baby girl, my little Boricua, my little queen, my little mini queen, right? Her grandparents would take care of her, and they couldn't really get around. Her mom messed up on crack. So I took care of them. I would go by there every morning, early, because I go running. Y'all need anything? And they would make me a list, and I always had a little Ziploc bag. I put the list in with the money and my shorts that I ran with, because I'd run the whole length of, I mean, like, I go and run like 8-9 miles. That's 275 pounds was hard on me, but everybody, the Jamaican brothers who run, everybody, the guy, sometimes in New York with the blonde dreads, he passed away from North New Jersey. I used to run with him. So I would go and pick that stuff up, and then she saw me come up the street one day, and shit from apartments, 2 houses up on the hill. She was standing up there, and she was waiting for me because she knew what time I'd come back. And I was walking, I was just, and my body's killing me. I think I had back surgery already. No, I hadn't had back surgery. My knees were jacked. I was in pain, but you would never know it because you can't do that. And she said I looked like a ghost walking up the street. I didn't know. I couldn't see myself. I was about 270 at that time, 265, 270. And I remember I got to her front and I said, "Hey, baby." And I says, "I'm ready to go get the," and I just dropped. I didn't know if it was a heart attack. I didn't know what it was. My body stopped. And I fought it. I stood up again. I was like, no, not me. And I started walking. I fell again. And she was, "Oh, Bobby, oh." She's, about like, she was like 11 years old. And I was like, "Oh, stay back. I don't know what's going on." I was looking around. My brother's a musician, plays for churches. He's Jamaican. And his sons are just the gangsters, right? And he runs across the street. Red, you okay? Bhagwan, Rajan, you okay, man? You okay? And then the Korean lady was coming out the laundromat. She runs up the street. Then the other Jamaican and Haitian guy that owned the print shop, they ran up. They saw me, and they were, hey, what's going on? A couple of the prostitutes that be out there, they ran up. Said, Red Wolf, Red, what's going on, bro? What's going on, my man? What's going on? Well, not my man, like, you know, my brother, you know, because they knew I'd go out there and be like, y'all hungry? Y'all need to get your ass together and put them skirts down. And I used to be the one out there. Everybody's like, oh, hey, got that nigga. The Johns, the pimps, they wouldn't even come over where I was at. Because anyway, right? And and I'm saying, if y'all don't get the fuck away from around me, because I was like, I don't know what's going on. Anywho, everybody called. I don't know, like 3 ambulances, a bike man, the cop, a good friend of mine, showed up. What's going on? What happens? Get shot? What? I was like, no, I don't know what it is. I didn't know what to say what it was. And one guy took over. He knew who I was. He's ex-army. He said, yo. He ain't say my name. He said, yo. I looked. I said, oh. They got me in the ambulance. He's like, hey, man, after your vitals, your oxygen's fine. You had an anxiety attack. And he's Desert Storm. He said, yeah, I had that. You know, they gave me clonazepam. He didn't say how long. So, they got me checked out. Montefiore. It was called something else before Montefiore. And I ended up going to Kingsbridge no, actually in Jersey. Yeah, Kingsbridge. I think that's where they prescribed it, or Montefiore. They prescribed me that crap. I'm not taking it still. And they didn't say take it for a week, 2 weeks, and then we come back, do blood work, and get you off of it. I tell you, the medicine, I'm going to say from my perspective, doctors and medicine is a disease. A hired legal killer. That's just my opinion. Studying medicine and everything. But yeah, I didn't know that, you know, and with everything going on, as big as I was, the world how I conceptualized or perceived it, I hadn't accepted who I was. And even though I had been involved with some of the best things you can utilize, I wasn't always utilizing it medicinally. I wasn't utilizing green tea. I wasn't utilizing ginger. Even though I was a vegan at one time in the military, I was not utilizing things for the better of my health. I was big, still young. I felt like, hey, you know, I'm still young now, but I'm saying, I feel like you can overcome anything. I'm lifting everything. Pain will bring you ringing, cortisol levels off the chain, and bring you down because they're messing your body's ability up. In the background music. They're messing your body up to the point where it doesn't regenerate and recuperate. So we're going to talk about illusions today. What people think, what they think they know, based on perception. Most of you young brothers and sisters, you really don't know nothing. No, except the reality of this. You actually know nothing. What you think you know? Look at all the people in New York. All of a sudden, they see it in rap music. Everybody's wearing baggy pants on the bottom, bell bottoms, in a different way with skinny fit. They're walking around with men purses because somebody told them, yeah, in Egypt, stop. You know, Hillary Clinton, when she talked about the Inky or whatever regeneration chamber, that's something that belonged to us. They stole it away. It's like the bells and everything else. They kept certain things away that weren't supposed to come over here. Those things have been always coming over here. But I know a lot of people loathe and abide in the illusion. You know, we're gonna extrapolate on that. All right. Any brother and sister working with a Fed, don't be around me with it, because they know I don't. Hey, listen, I'm not a citizen. I am not. Never have been, never will be. Not on my goddamn ancestral republic. I don't care about who Poppy and Pappies and them was sexing it up with. It means nothing. You could buy into the illusion and the disease of these ill-willed minded dumbass. The end is near. And I ain't talking about they think your end and they can start dating whatever and come back and all this whatever. You hold on to that. You feed that energy, you make it plausible. The last go. and people are going to continue to make bad choices.
Most of them got vaccinated with chips in their ass, plus rappers sacrificing each other for clips of their cash. Sashing, watch videos without the subliminals, predictive programming.
Subliminals, predictive programming. I've talked about that in some videos a little while ago, not too long ago. Our brother ToLU'S was locked up 20 years, doing a life bid, okay? You think he just came with this out of nowhere? This is ToLU'S. We still have a lot of Spanish-speaking brothers and sisters who have a hard time accepting the fact that the Mayans were Negro. And they were. And they have that down there. They know this down there. Why come up here, the central hub, and think that you can get away because of the perversions of the world laid out before you that whitewash their history and change you as well? Yeah, well, we're going to talk about the illusion and how individuals think of being elusive, hiding behind what your mammies and pappies or whoever convinced you in the diorama. It's not hate. Y'all know where I stand with everybody. Yet, the delusion is strong. Look at the sister at the HM in New Mexico, right? That's the one they try to hide. That goofy, that's a Spanish chick. And the security guard, they said white. He's Spanish. Speaking. The two sisters shopping. And she racially profiled them. Now, I don't know, they say she got fired or whatever. You know what? H&M have a thing in Canada and all of these different places with the monkey stuff and this, that, and other. You know who owns it, right? Why do y'all still spend money there? Fiat. Because that's part of your life. Why?
Is the class been African but status aboriginal? I'm not here to debate or be argumentative. Little bit of common sense to dictate we are innocent. Their intent is to slip the start of is if they swift with our children who's being robbed of their fifth human trafficking, child sacrifice.
Westside, what's up, brother? Yeah, me and Westside gonna throw something together. We're gonna snap y'all out. We gotta check out some other stuff though. All right, I got StreamYard. I think I paid for it, but I'm gonna see today. I'm actually gonna set up a little something later on, and Westside be there. If it's being paid for, if I'm still paying for it, I haven't checked. I haven't checked my account to see it. I look for certain things that I mark, and then I'm gonna use it more often. All right, Fred, Indiana, what's going on? Lance, what's up, beloved? What's cracking? Sharon, what's up, mama? What's going on? Baby girl, what's going on? Slaughter, hey, what's going on? We have sister in Salisa Pearl. All right, greetings to her. You know what I'm saying? All are welcome. And remember, we don't do things for spite, with regret, nor hate. We do it in a way that can circumvent and bring people. I know I post up and I say things. Remember, I'm attempting not to be emotional, right? I mean, to say it in a way that some might see as a trigger emotion, I'm being very direct. And I'm being direct because a lot of y'all forgot how to be direct. Because you bowed down. You literally bowed down to their diorama. You've accepted it in ignorance, not knowing. Remember, these are not bad words. I know, I need to let y'all know because I know I drive, you know what I mean? There's a reality. You know, like, let's say I'm feeding 3 brothers, right? Everybody eats. But if I know you got a home and you got babies and you eating already, I got to cut you out. I got to say, hey, look. And it's based on the margin of certain things, precepts. And I'm old head. And if you can't figure that out and you want to start acting funny, I'm the motherfucker to lock you. I'll lay you in the dirt. I'm not a player. And if you play, you get caught up in it, it's on you for forgetting what the fuck was stated. When we make a grill of agreement, that's a blood pact. If you go against that, I will trench upon you with law and your fake laws and everything that you're afraid of. That's why I study this stuff. It's not a game. It's not to harm or cause pain, but you don't walk in in your existence, you don't walk in ignorance. If you move in it and you lie, you will circumvent it. And that circumvent will come around. And it comes back. We're in a different time. Hourglass is it. Your time is short. That's all I can say.
Great reset or the great awakening. Great America or make America great again. That's there. So, you know, sun gazing, I daddy glow. Shine right after all this shadow work. I bear my soul. No more grooming.
Oh, my brother Mark Chopper, Zoe. Y'all remember Zoe, bro? I was cracking on him for so long, man. We were laughing. Mark is doing better. Y'all know he works in school. He does a lot of things positive. So for the FBI, or whoever, the ATF to go in his house with they disrespectful ass monkey selves, he also know who he is. That's where they fuck up. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, excuse my language. That's where they mess up. It's a good brother. This is an expensive t-shirt. This is a solid damn cut. This is about $85. And I supported him because they had did some damage. They did a lot of stuff. He had an attorney. Y'all know if y'all ever, you know, he was on civil rights lawyer and the GOA or whatever. He's been on enough shows. They pay him, and he deserves that for everything that he's been doing for over the last decade or two. Mark Chopper is a significant brother who's doing magnificent things, and we need a lot more brothers like that. And could I have him on the podcast? Absolutely. I don't want to do that. I could probably sit there and be like Lauren Hill. Hey, Red, hey. I could probably be like a Red man. What's going on, son? Hey, nigga, you long cut from North. What's up? I'm not here for that. I'm the one to tell the fucking story. All right? I'm the one that's got a story to tell. So we're going to talk about your illusion. It's yours because you're still moving. Until you free yourself from their illusion, it's when you walk away from it. Even on the deathbed, there will be another death to die beyond the death that I already know. And beyond that death, there will be others we can't imagine. Other deaths into other wider rooms of life. Real green tea, people. This is the process. But what is all real green tea. The way our ancestors grew it, Jesus Christ. One of the same. Jesus Christian is no more than a higher, as you would say, y'all say Elohim, right? When we're talking about something outside of you, right? And that's banger.
The vital forces that make up creation.
Yeshua, Emmanuel, E as an A, like S is at F, A Manuel, Christ, prism, heaven, your perception, illusion or not, all right? Now you can figure it out, you can research and find it, all right? I'm not giving you no secrets. Why is that nobody pays attention to this? Am I indisputably saying no one existed? Well, if you want to excuse Tartary and go back to a period, then go ahead. If you want to walk in that light of a destruction, like Pompeii, that was destruction. That wasn't no volcano, really, people covered in lava and ash. What happens to your body? What kind of salt does it become when you emoliate yourself, catch yourself on fire? That ash is salt. So, Yeshua, Yadorabeth, keep looking outside yourself. Emmanuel, Christ. Okay? Don't complicate stuff. It's all, regardless of how it may lean on one side, you can make it lean on the other side. 2 lines, right? You always trying to go in here. That one don't need you. You're supposed to be over here. It's good for the dirt. That's freaking. I gotta go down and get my goji berries. That is so good.
gloves don't make you a Godzilla. King Kong made a mockery of Godzilla. You are not sure the glow who you are till it goes to the sky. Spark that massive scar gorilla. If you're not living as a divine being, then you are not living at all. I assess you are religious snap. That's all worse. You are on the path
Divinity,
to death.
divine feminine, divine.
And resurrect you.
You know what I'm saying?
The way the truth and the light, thus you become the master of your own destiny. This is what it is meant to have a life. It's time for love.
You're a sentient.
Young lady, a video girl's not your fate. Cultivate your talent, cause it's God given. Status of society makes it
Come on, divine feminine, divine masculine, divine. Divinely so.
A bar prison, yo, through the power for me. True sour for me. In my mind's eye, I visualize our story as it should be. A tower of glory or a glowing loft. I chose to adore, they say I'm going soft. Exemplify fly, they say I'm showing off. When they make moves from the chosen balls. Crackheads, cash stones, don't feast horn so I opt to not respond instead of going off. And straight iron like sun do, I stay shining like the sun do. In the daytime right in front you, why they wanna like the young dude. It's fine, make the mistake.
Oh, what's up, baby?
Or too humble, cross the fine.
What's going on?
You. Divine law run you down and punish you with swift justice and be done with you a 1-2. And I don't stop, I'm gonna keep on rocking to the knock of my aunt. So if you forgot the code of a go-getter for the opportunity, yo, I won't stop. If you're not living as a divine being, then you are not living at all. I assess you are religious and at best or worse, you are on the path to death. I suggest you reflect, restore, and resurrect your that I am the way, the truth, and the light. Thus you become
I would say, in all the poison and toxin that they got, and all the poison and toxin they got in the air right now, I forget how high it is. I have a friend that flies a Cessna. He sent me a little message telling me how high they can see it. Today would probably be the best day to be able to gaze at the sun. Most other days, this stuff will mess with your eyes, and it may have an effect because you're not, even though the sun is a spirit, okay? Goku, right? Dragon Ball Z, Spirit Bomb. Anyway, right? They can manipulate how it looks, refraction and all that stuff. So when you're looking at the sun, you need to find the central point of it. And you need to look past all this stuff. Now, what happens when you make it through all this stuff? You gotta be careful, okay? You're supposed to be able to see the blue around it. And then the sun becomes black. And when you see the sun black, you get to go. And after that, however long you gaze, close your eyes, get a little cold water, a little dirt, put it on your eyes. I don't care about mud, stop it. Rotate left 35, rotate right 35, open it, and everything will look technicolor. But what it's doing in here is amazing. By the definition, what y'all think amazing is. Don't be doing it every day with this crap. Very dangerous. They're on the second phase, or third, or fourth, whatever what you want to call it. Who cares? Only they do.
Intellect. Air represents the energy that shapes the pattern of things to come. Air also represents communication. Glance to the four cardinal elements.
They poison your spirit, right? You do toxic things because you don't know who you are and what you are. Therefore, they can poison the air. It'll have more effect because of ignorance. Knowing it doesn't mean that you disassociate and or have to accept it. You move beyond it.
Fire is represented by 3 of the zodiac houses, those being Aries.
Now, if you know what I don't know, then you speak on it.
Sagittarius. Earth represents Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Water represents Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Air represents Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius.
In my music, and in a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising. I mean, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So the only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who could have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that. 3 pound pressure, no weight blesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight blesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight blesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight blesser. Drop the oppressor.
cloak of flame by God, it's overdue. Your time is to the end. Locked out silent without sin. He put me on the blood for justice to win. Ill presses about to get rolled on. With suppressors attached in the war zone. Revolution can start in the era zone. I'm a messenger popping like Jericho. Backed by the honorable who sits at the pinnacle. Who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the pitiful sinful. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protected service. Quick to pull the glass blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. No, I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand. Over meals too late when the caps get filled. Don't believe it till you see type. Going hits close to home. You gotta act the bone, but it got the dome when it's on the zone. All red on my mission through sight. It's gonna be killed whenever I fight. From above, I'll be given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. All the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' let it out, so go past the kite. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. This world is such a, I say this world. I'm living how I feel, so I mean it every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody like taught that in school, everywhere. Big business, you want to be successful, you want to be like Trump. Gimme, push,
I'm gonna wait a minute.
Step,
I don't
step,
like
step,
green
plus,
tea
plus,
and
plus.
then right in the
That's
fruits.
how
I gotta give myself
like,
about 30
nobody
minutes.
ever stop.
I already got sunlight on it. Just put it right there. Yes, y'all. I can't wait to get this thing built because on the second floor it's gonna be half. We're gonna make the studio up there. So yeah, upstairs it's gonna be like a little thing where everybody can hang out and say hi, and it's gonna be a room we can have whatever, like what you call link, all that stuff. So when we're not out doing whatever, see school, see that, whatever is going on. Me, I don't really have to. I'm retired actually. I make well off, but I have bills too, like anybody else, and I don't have no problem because I only pay the bills and stuff because I know they're double dipping, but they're too stupid to correct that. Idiots, they are, and I do that just to help the country out. It's my land, and people in ignorance, you know, support it. That's part of the illusion. Yet the real part of it is, even in that vernacular, it doesn't matter to me, you know, because there's a lot of things that usury. Let's put it like that. Usury is a hell of a thing, and most people aren't aware of it. And I'm not here to be all eloquent. Somebody asked about my little, what you call it, my yarmulke. I said, yeah, that's a rabbinical one. I've had that since I was a young. You know what I mean? That yarmulke, what I have, that yarmulke, it's a rabbinical. It's, yeah. So we're gonna leave it at that, okay? For those who know, those know. Those who don't know, then you don't know. All right? Okay? So, because somebody asked. But there's something in the midst of everything. You know, I was talking with just texting a little discussion with a friend of mine. He has a very secure link. He has a cell phone that's there's no way they can get into it. It doesn't matter if it's been put out there. It is so different from everything. Even what I send it goes encrypted. So, and it's not because my phone's encrypted. Mine is a regular old Verizon crap Note 10. You know what I'm saying? But whatever it is. And he asked me, hey, you know about a lot of these IDF guys who are committing suicide and they're having nightmares and the people they killed? I said, well, of course. What do you think is happening here when it went from 22 to 40? And it fluctuates anywhere from 10 to 50 suicides every damn day. See, What does that have to do with reality compared to illusion? And y'all, with y'all, right? You watch stuff like The Hills Have Eyes, and you know, gangster movies. You know what I'm saying? Carlito's Way, blah blah blah, The Godfather, blah blah blah. You've been inundated with everything that's about St. Valentine's Day, Mexican, and fake Holocaust, and all these other things, right? That in here, that's what's registering, and also what the idiots running around murdering and robbing people. That could be stopped completely. But see, y'all always lean on policing. Well, what's funny is, if you go to GOA or whatever's database of who stops the majority of the shootings, and it doesn't even mean that you got to shoot it. Sometimes just showing a gun, coming out on the porch, that is the same thing as stopping, you know, violent crime, or, you know, with a gun. Millions compared to the police, little, you know what I'm saying? And right now, their record is so bad, they're beating up people in wheelchairs, shooting at people in wheelchairs, shooting autistic, mentally handicapped, and these supposed to be great Americans. Some of them were military, but they talk about the very system that plagiarizes the UK. Y'all see how they're doing right now in Germany. It would have never happened if Hitler won it. You would have had these dumb little Zionist wannabe, whatever, mud puppets. And the narrative of things, right? You see how they're doing right now. And these are sheep. They logistically can't think on their own. They're conditioned to accept a gang mentality, just like a lot of you do out here. I'm not part of that crap. I look out, I'm from the outside looking in at things, and I call it for what it is. And other people are too. There are women who are IDF soldiers, missing legs and arms, and they laugh at the killing of children, and then they turn around when they ask a real question. It haunts them. See, you can nurture a young one. As I stated, this could be black, and black could be red, and red could be black. Blue could be yellow, and yellow could be blue. And they will fight a war based on that. Especially if you make them worship the colors. And you put them in a little talisman, right? They'll be, how dare you say something? I mean, look at the guy, the Hindu guy, right? That's wearing Make America Great Again, American guy. And the pale skins, I think they were off-duty officers or whatever, jumped on him and beat him up. What kind of liberal, retarded, or conservative walking around with Make America Great Again? First of all, I'm not saying, hey, baby. I'm not saying Trump has failed you. I'm not saying this one's failed you. I'm not saying Pam Bundy, that retarded rhino, I guess you can call that goofy. Everything they're doing is based on ADL, APAC, right? But what is the illusion of it all? It's the fact that you're listening and you believe it. You hold yourself because you've been inundated with everything. A lot of you still looking at media and you're running with it. Some of you, feds touched or reached out to you and say, hey, look, we're going to give you 6 figures. I mean, you can look at what they did the last 4 years, how much they paid out to confident informants. They made some of these mofos millionaires. And they lying. So was that reality or delusion? What's the reality? What's the illusion? See, y'all say the reality is they got money. Did y'all forget that it's fiat? It's not backed by gold or silver based on Nixon 1971. The fact that Nixon started the whole drug war and y'all want to blame Ronald Reagan. The fact that nobody pays attention and you hold yourself non-accountable for being in the illusion, but you move as if you're moving in reality. Let me read you something right quick, okay? Well, there's more to be said. The illusion, right? An illusion is a deceptive or misleading perception or belief that differs from reality. Y'all do know deception is part of the game, right? You've all been misled because a lot of you voted. I don't vote for nobody. And yet, I voted for Obama because I said, people like, Obama's going to do this and another. I said, well, you niggas need somebody. Here goes my vote for him here. One time. And after I saw what I knew, I was like, y'all retarded. Anyway, and they were still going crazy. But that's the man, he's black. He's black. Oh, crayon color. Woo. And all I said was, these motherfuckers is delusional. Anyway, it can be a visual, auditory, or tactile misinterpretation of a real sensory stimulus. And you are stimulated. Otherwise, you wouldn't be living in the illusion. Or it can be a false idea or a belief. And the whole premises of how you move is based on the false idea. Now, the premises of it are a fictional belief. Because you hold yourself dear to it because the pain is so encroaching and great. The pain is so great. That's why I told you about the anxiety attack. I didn't know it was a heart. I didn't know what it was. I just know my body shut down. The pain was saying, not today, nigga. And in that reality, my illusion was, oh, man, I'm strong. I'm too, needed back surgery, needed knee surgery, needed all these surgeries, and I was denying it because I didn't have no frequency. I didn't have no proper food. So what was my reality versus the illusion? My reality was living the illusion. And the reality was your body's going to shut the fuck down because you was too busy holding yourself compatible with the illusion that nothing was wrong. And even though I know the power of suggestive thought and speaking certain things, I didn't have a circle of women to sit there and put hands and say, yeah, you're all right, Ray, get your ass up. The strength that holds everything together, and me to exert the power and not to have the confidence, but to be the confidence to move beyond it. I didn't have that. I had a baby girl. And that's the reason why I kept getting up. Now imagine if I had several women around me. See, but the illusion is, I'm this, I'm married, because you're stuck in their deception. You can't come out of it. That's just an example. Okay? The fact that they're double dipping because your trust paid for everything, the illusion is you have all these companies, IRS and all, it's all fiction. It's an illusion. But it keeps you trapped in a mundane state in their world they created. The lie. I'm not asking you to accept anything, nor not. I'm just a speakeasy right now, okay? Listen to this. I have 3 of them. I have to go into the, pull these up. Living an illusion. It's a poem. Life is an illusion, because when we die, we were the intrusion. We came by love and depart by hate, all the way living to our last state. All those emotions, fear and rejections, guilt and obsession, none of these gave us motivations. Fulfilling needs of planted seeds, feeding and giving all those in need. My soul was lost in the middle of the game. There were times I forgot my name. Life is an illusion. We came by intrusion. What is the point? What is the point? If life is an illusion, right? Then it starts as it ends. All right? Because when we die, we were the intrusion. We were never to be part of this existence, not as this is. You were supposed to ascend beyond the scope of this. You have been held incompatible because you move incompatibly with your truth. A lot of you we still have people talking about Jesus and Christ. It's not to deny something you don't know. It's no necessary need to know something that is already, well, if it's true, it would be. Somebody gave it to you. And they're all about deceit, deception, destruction, and everything else. They lie about history, yet you still want to hold on to it. The facility of moving with those in the same like-minded state shows you that you are still part of your illusion. And you will die with that illusion because you came as an intrusion. Because of that, you have accepted the intrusion. Check this out. Love's an illusion. I already told you to look up the word love and look up the reversal of it. Y'all don't want to hold on to the fact that everything's upside down, inverted, backwards, and reverse. So therefore, ergo, you're living the illusion. You're in direct contention to be the better you, right? How can you do that when you don't even know who you are? How can you better something you have not even stepped into? Now you see it, now you don't. Who pulled away the cloth? Left your table top intact, but destroyed your foundation? The unseen magician? Sweet words like dripping honey filled your ears with deceiving saccharin. Faith like an override melon, waiting to be crushed and reduced to an aqueous puddle. Promises made with sacred honesty, carelessly forgotten on a whim. Just words with no core of substance except for the power to annihilate with a wave of a whimsical wand. And for those who know poetry, there's like, I know 5 different types. There's a plethora of many more. And this one right here is just, well, everything is illusion. All right, listen to this. Only. Disaster by wars and disaster by nature, tossed world between hope and despair. In this precarious time or world, can victory or defeat last long to satisfy certain people? Again, let me read this again. Disaster by wars and disaster by nature toss world between hope and despair. In this precocious time or world, can victory or defeat last long to satisfy certain people? Nothing is permanent in this world, whether properties or men, damn sure. When this is so, what is the use of ego, pride, high or low, and everyone's of efforts? Now, all the things are happening due to the will of God, as nothing is under our control. We cannot change good or bad in everything in this world as we wish ever. Man proposes many things, but God only disposes everything as he wished. This is the reality, and all other things are just illusion only. We know when we fell. Best thing is to do what is natural, and Sam's expecting anything return ever. Good things will happen and bad things will disappear, sans any footprint. But failing to do so, and all take laws in hand and fight as of now disaster's end. Our debt is to duty and rest in peace, leaving result to him to decide for good. With this neutral and non-attached notion, humanity is proceeding ever, and then only all can accept what happens at the end with next things to do as usual. It's the same thing over and over and over. And you can't even see it. I have about 50 more, but it's the same thing. You don't move on your own understanding. You move on the whim of that which you've been inundated with. So what is reality? I enjoy when people say, yo, this is real. Yo, man, what's your reality? As if either one have a clue. Yesterday I talked about, I think something that should have been taken as not vanity, but something that should have been went down in infamy. Some of y'all like watching, what's that guy, that kid's name, Kanai, whatever, and all the followers and this, that, and other. Y'all like the foolishness of it. And you don't even know why. You remember when Wellstar came out? I used to be going, oh, this is going to get big when it first came out. And then I saw that the depravity of men standing by, watching women fight, recording it. I saw how they were slathering it in their mouth like the little Jewish kid. God's gonna come, he's gonna destroy you all. You know, it's like people surreal, beating themselves, marching down the street for their sins, but they're going to commit the sins in the next same week and cutting off somebody's head because of what the Zionists have done. What is the truth? What is the illusion? To y'all, pain and suffrage, heartache, turmoil, chaos. You've accepted that as your truth. Sadly, that's the illusion. And if it wasn't, then why are people still running around with mayhem and war, being directed and focused? You look on YouTube, right? Most of everything on YouTube, because this is how goofy certain individuals are, they were pushing the war because they needed you to be conditioned to put up the yellow and blue flag. I see Negroes with that, and I'm like, you retarded. And everybody's stuck over there in Palestine. But what about the Holocaust all around the world? What about right here with the American Negro? I hate the word American, whether you want to say TRU or whatever. And the fact that you have a bunch of enemies who don't even know why they're enemies, running around believing in the facades of false narratives, instead of presenting what possibly be truth. For those who know, who's traveled around, you would know that they're doing it in spite, as if it's supposed to be beneficial. So who's living the truth and reality, and who's living an illusion? Women are in suffrage and pain. I mean, I talked about it a few days ago, and it says, how did Patterson become a place with Sharia law? Sharia law, and they got to say in Arabic, meaning the clear, well-trodden path to water, is a comprehensive code of religious and moral principles that guides Muslims in all aspects of life. It's based on the Quran, and the principles that guides Muslims in all aspects of life is based on the Quran and the Prophet Muhammad's teaching. Anybody that really studied the truth of this so-called Muhammad knew that he was illiterate and he couldn't read or write. He had talked with some group of individuals, they weren't Arabs, and he was angered by the sword, and he went all through the lands, Tartary was falling, and went to killing as many enemies as possible. But just like Gaddafi, who was removing himself, who wanted to bring the African into a union, was removing himself from office. The Mossad, CIA, they had to kill him. And who they used? The youngest, dumbest motherfuckers, like they always do, excuse my language. Muhammad didn't write this shit. Anyway, and is considered the ideal law of God. Considered. Do y'all know what the word considered means? The ideal law of God. We already went over the word God. We already went over the word Allah, what it means. That it does literally mean Baal. How can you have God not make any idols and people running around busting up the Christian ones like they already been there, but going and walking around a goddamn big black rock knowing the truth of that rock? It ain't from outer space. What is significant too? How come nobody studies Nimrod in this whole thing? Or Enki, Enlil. It also has a variety of interpretations and applications leading to diverse implementations across different Muslim communities and countries. Traditions within, it's not to bash Islam. Y'all know if I was anything, I respect them more than anything. Scholars and traditions within Islam, I just show the hypocrisy of it. While some scholars and traditions within Islam emphasize covering of Muslim women, it's not universally mandated by Sharia law. Sharia is a complex system of Islamic law, and interpretations vary on the extent to which covering is required. It means men, fallacies, the illusion, based on what perception is. Why would you want to cover up the most powerful, beautiful creature and subjugate them to be beneath your weak-ass power? You know what's funny? I've been looking for an original Quran, and somebody owns that original one. And what's even more worse is the point that's played with everybody not studying the history of the Vatican creating Islam and Christianity. We forget when they first interceded into what we call Hindustan and conquered them, and the role they played as Asians, what they call the immortals, in fighting and going to mess up, conquering Singapore, the Anu, Japan, China, going over there and conquering the original people there, the Philippines, the Negritos there, and they were stopped in Mexico, all right, and a few other places, but they became Chinos. Here, they were lynched after they lynched the first 270 to 200 something pale skins. Then they went on to the Negro and the Mexican and the Chinese. They had to reestablish. They war against each other. Who's going to be the top of the heap? Is that the reality or the illusion that subjugates everybody? Do you see the perverseness, how the pain of religion, war, and everything else has circumvented to this point right here to bring everybody to their knees so they can say, we're going to establish the very people who created all this, we're going to establish a one world religion, and you have a bunch of imams and everything else, Saudi, this and other, who are there, who support this. But nobody can see past the illusion. You're so busy in accepting and living it. When I said what they call the crucifix, put on your grave 6 feet under, is a way to keep you from moving on because you're in your ignorance. I wasn't kidding. The crossroads. You have to make a choice, and if you don't know what to do, you will not make the choice. You come back into the light. There's not going to be light to come back into. It might be an illusion. You'll forget everything. You won't remember nothing here. It's a game for the enemy because they don't care about your existence. Because you don't even move in your true existence. That's all of you. It is obligatory for free women to cover their hair and the entire body except her face and hands while in the presence of people of the opposite sex. Why? What kind of weak feelings and emotions are that? There was a time when Muslims didn't partake in that foolishness. Well, during Tartary, there was no Christian, Islam, Hebrew religions. Mostly everything you read is based off of the 1800s and their new creation, or the 9th century, of those who were eloquent with their truth and moving in a different direction, away from the lie. Doesn't mean that you got to be steeped in some purgatory before you, whatever. The reality is, if that's not the case, then why is it important to poison the physical, to poison the mind, and to sack one another and cause you to sack one another? Why is it that the enemy is so few in number, has this ornate dominion over the majority? What's reality? By the definition of what y'all think reality is. Want me to read it? I gotta slide it back. Yeah, it's about 30. Yeah. You know, when you look up reality, you know, you can pull it up in Hindi, everything. Anyway, as far as I know, the world or the state of things as they actually exist, as opposed to an idealistic or notion, idea of them. Let me read it again. The world or the state of things as they actually exist, as opposed to an idealistic, as far as the adjective, characterized by idealism, unrealistically aiming for perfection, or notional as an adjective, existing only in theory or as a suggestion or idea of them. So again, what's reality and what is illusion? I know what you're gonna say is, yeah, I took a shit to wipe my butt and I didn't have no wipes, so I still have some brown stuff. Hey, listen, I can touch my face, I can clap my hands, you hear it, right? Is that reality or an idea of? Based on the perception, based on what? What you've been inundated and given, right? Just like this language. I've been telling y'all this is our language and it's been perverted, and now people are starting to realize it. Y'all see them all over TikTok, all these different individuals. Oh, come to find out, we might be speaking our language. I've been saying this for over 2.5, 3 decades. And our ancestors spoke many. But what is it attributed to? What's the truth, right? Based on reality, or is it the truth or an illusion? I'm only asking y'all because I know y'all got some answers, right? Right? The state or quality of having existence or substance. Isn't to have an existence the substance thereof? And if the substance thereof is does that not allude to the fact of existence? Okay, what does that mean? Because you can exist in illusion, right? We had Umar telling people all the superheroes come from Africa, and he started throwing these names around. So I decided to take my time. She was walking, whatever he's doing, right? And I was writing down each name. And I was like, how do people buy into his delusion? And not seek out something that might be commensurate. See, when we think we know what we're doing and we feel some kind of way and we move in that feeling because we think we know what that feeling is, and therefore, ergo, we move in it again, we're not subjugating ourselves? Of course we're subjugating ourselves based on what? The idea of who? And what? Isn't it fear-based? Doesn't it start that way? And then we buckle down and we say, but I'm going to defend this. I'm going to defend this. What are you defending? What are you defending? The illusion? Because it's complementary of your false existence. What's false? Let me scroll back. 1, 2, 3. Let me see. This shit just pop up. I'm not scrolling. I got so much stuff. Oh my goodness. I got so much stuff up, man. Jeez. I have not cleared this up. Anyway, so, and as an adjective, because that's how we got to move. Excuse me. Not according with truth or fact. Incorrect. Appearing to be the thing denoted. Appearing to be the thing denoted. I denoted on what? I made a statement, right? And I said, well, is it false or fact? Right? So again, appearing to be the thing denoted, deliberately made or meant to deceive. Deliberately made or meant to deceive. Well, in an adverb of deliberately, we consciously and intentionally on purpose do things, right? And if we do that in a deliberate way, falsely, that means we're moving as a verb. That means we are, as of a person cause someone to believe something that is not true, typically in order to gain some personal advantage. Isn't that imperative or indicative to two-party system? People made to believe that has always the way it's been, based on an education system that was always a lie to make you, to subject you. Do we need to look at subjugation and subjection? What is illusion? What is it? What is reality, right? You are steeped in illusion, and it's hard for you to come out because you don't know no other way. And then when you start looking at everything else saying, up, that's tangible. Now you subjugate yourself to more stuff. You tell a lie and you tell another lie, lie upon lie upon lie. Just to give you, I know this helps you, okay? I know this helps you, okay? No. There we go. I know this helps. Of a person or animal, a lie, as a verb, okay? And we'll look at it now. Of a person or animal, be in or assume a horizontal or resting position on a supporting surface, yet be, remain, or be kept in a specified state. As a noun, the way, direction, or position in which someone lies. I'm going to tell you a lie. What would that be as far as a verb? If I lie to you, it's keeping you in a certain state, right? And you can say, well, I was lying down and I was Lying or LIE. Look it up yourselves. This is a game going on. You can go into a noun and a verb as far as in the Latin definitions, right? Don't even bother with it. It's a waste of damn time. The way, direction, or position, be, remain, or kept in a specific state. All right, position in which something lies. All right. All right, you can say, and lie, y'all think that means as in to say to lie, which could be lying down, right? Of a person or animal, same thing, to lie, right? The way, direction, and if you need to go to more, then go and find all the things that allude to, as far as in law, of an action, charge, or claim, be admissible, or sustainable in law, lie. Listen, of an action, charge, or claim, be admissible or sustainable. Y'all know admissible means acceptable or valid, especially as evidence in a court of law. Based on what? Having the right to be admitted to a place? I guess that's to be going to the POW camp, right? Based on your actions. Laying down, right? No, that's what it is, y'all. And you can look at all the other vernaculars they have. The way, direction, the position which in the golf or the lair, or there's so many things. But it doesn't say, I told you a non-truth, except when you say, when you go back down to what we just looked at, based on a viewpoint. Admissible in court, admissible when you're having a conversation, right? Or is it sustainable based on what you said? Plus to lay down, what's sustainable about that? They have y'all inundated in their variable of false existence with words that are predetermined and created to keep you stuck in the illusion. People out there, I had to eat, so I robbed the store. Rob. Look, we can do this all day. This is why I need y'all to see that it literally is. It's all a lie. When we look at the verb first, take property unlawfully, and y'all know what unlawfully means, right? In a manner that is not permitted or recognized by law or the rules. Yet all of them are corrupt, right? From a person or place, by force or threat of force. We accept that because we know people are actually moving that way in the illusion. They're doing very harmful and stupid things. Or you can say informally, overcharge someone for something. Yes, y'all, rob, to overcharge. Everybody's trying to be dismissive of Chinese making all this crap. They come and told the truth. All these people outsource it and then charging you $165 for Air Force Ones. They're not even real damn leather. These damn sneakers they making are probably worth about $15, $20. But because they know the Negro is dumb, and then all the people who don't associate themselves with it but follow our culture, which is autochthonous to this land, they pay the same thing thinking it's meaningful or something. Look at China Mac over in Vietnam. He buying Air Force Ones every week. Like, make it make sense. I'm using it only as an example. I'm not burdening my brother. I follow him and I enjoy his content. Okay? To steal. But the overcharge, that means Bob thinks my suit costs $100, and even then, he thinks I was robbed. But we call that what? What do we call that when these so-called corporations do it? They have no respect for you because you're not walking in your truth. Imagine all of you not partaking in the illusion. Y'all would have left your jobs. You would have changed directions. You would have done everything required when first proposed. That's why I said I'd take my time. Everything's a puzzle piece. Because as I stated, a lot of y'all really don't know nothing. And some of you would get offended. That means the illusion is strong with you. That means strong delusion. Is it making sense now? I guess I'm doing a lot of talking. I must be saying something when nobody's commenting. You could say rip off, to screw someone over, a sting operation, to do or not to do. It's still an illusion. It has nothing to do with natural order. What is natural order? When we're talking about illusions and all that stuff, right? Organic order, okay? Natural order refers to the, that's why I got bit by a spider last night. Anyway, see that right there? I didn't know. It might have been a black widow. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. Natural order, I would have already been. Anyway, natural order refers to the inherent arrangement of things in nature. Y'all think nature means trees and grass. When I last checked, the earth is living, breathing. You're part of it. You blossom, big froze, you want a perm and curly hair, and you want to mess up to befit something else that is out of the natural order of things. Not saying it doesn't exist in its natural state. But the illusion is to reciprocate something that you've been inundated with because you can't shake it. Look at all these dumb negresses running around getting BBLs when they were just fine. Now I guess they realized the chemicals were messing them up. And they run around with all these weave and stuff on their head, synthetic, not knowing what it's doing to their brain. As if PFAS is from plastic bottles and Tupperware. They knew what was going to happen. All right? It wasn't already a thing. How about they had you with that non-stick frying pan, right? Based on NASA's fake spaceships, right? But they had you put it in your body, not knowing what it was doing while they were disrupting your endocrine system with all this organ and everything else based on termites and pests, right? As if we needed that when we have a history where the bugs and everything got to eat as well. And we grew enough tilling the soil that there was more than enough for everybody. So what they do, they gave you and painted you an illusion, just like lead paint in the house, but when you go and look at the history, there was no babies dying. They chewing lead paint off the wall, like make it make sense. But asbestos was a real thing. You still got buildings with asbestos. They didn't get rid of that. They needed the lead paint going so they could look in your house. They could set up all this stuff that they know was going to come along, having different teams working on stuff, putting it together to be able to say, oh, we don't need a camera in your house. We have the internet that can actually now, because we making it think, we got you convinced that way with Sophia coming online 2013, that it can see you now. What's the fact? What's the truth? What's the facts, right? Based on the illusion. Is the reality of the illusion more important to you? Do you know how to step out of the illusion? Anyway, it encompasses concepts like the cyclical nature of seasons, the life cycles of organisms, and the laws of physics and biology. The laws. And it's natural, it's no law. It means it's state as is. It doesn't need something, but they got you looking for more something. So we're going to give you a little more something. Philosophy, right? Biology, laws of physics and biology, and physiology, philosophy, excuse me. It's also used to describe the moral source from which natural law is derived, encompassing the natural relations between beings. But if I want to put you in illusion, I'm going to make everything that is non-organic organic. I'm going to convince you otherwise. It's funny how they wanted to genetically modify food, yet you still have greenhouses and people growing organic food, which we say is based on what? Organized what? That is organized crime. But anyway, we say that's based on organized what? Everybody thinks it's natural law. Y'all are so scripted into the illusion, it's hard for you to get out because they've inundated you with all these things. It's not just organic. How about they got the thing over here that says natural? No probiotics, no this, that, and this, that. It makes you comfortable. So that makes you sit down and go, oh, I'm okay. You're still in the illusion. You have not cut yourself away from any of it because they keep changing the narrative. The narrative is based upon what? If it's an illusion, that means they got you stuck in it. This because I say it is because it's comfortable. It's comfortable to most people. I don't like those terms. They're meaningless. Look at all the beer and liquor. I had to do a test again the other day, right? I had to make sure. Most dark liquor self-converts to sugar. Most white liquor, it can really mess your liver up. The fats that are natural in your body cause it to break down. You think that is your liver going bad when the good fats in your body actually been disrupted based on the chemicals. They're making these things that process them in plants, just like the water with fluoride and everything, other chemicals in water. And y'all think, what was prohibition about? The illusion was, we got to stop alcohol and the wars. Recession, motherfuckers, you brought that down based on the Federal Reserve, 1933. You took all the gold and you said, put it away, and you made yourselves rich, right? Jekyll Island, the fake ass Zionists, ADL, APAC. And these little monkey ass Christian Zionists, where it first started at. All right? And they turned around and a whole lot of folk died and they started making chemical liquor, moonshine. Who the fuck can tell you what you can drink on your land when they're trying to kill you so all the time? So instead of doing it, they can do it for us a sacrifice by doing chemicals in all the beer and alcohol, because at any time they go in there and put 1-2 bags or whatever the fuck in there, unbeknownst to y'all go and pick up all the bottles of the beer at the liquor store, and next thing you know, everybody's falling out. What state has the most people dying from alcohol poisoning? That was never something. So what's the illusion? What's reality when all you know is delusion? If I wanted to subjugate people, I'd keep them so stuck in illusion, I'd give them several different ways to look at it and no way out. So 7 different ways to make you compatible, because you say, oh, I got to the tier 1, I'm okay. I can pay all my bills. I can remove all the credit. Isn't it funny how the true sons and daughters of Shem have credit based on the ignorance of pale skins, the like over, and worthless Negroes, and these fake Zionists who are not even religious? They wanted to sign a law in, right? 2019, y'all know nothing about, right? That's steeped in this anti-Semitism based on Zionists, so they keep you shut the quiet, and you can't do nothing while they're putting you in internment camps, murdering you, everything through the food, poisoning the air around you. I told you, China got crystal blue skies. Singapore, but over UK and here in France, they're spraying their asshole. What's the reality and illusion? I'm only education purposes. I'm not saying fact or fiction. I am not stuck in some goddamn illusion. All right, I'm not a derivative of it. I am just asking because it's very poignantly. I mean, how can y'all express what is true compared to the lie? When a lot of you think the next truth compared to the one truth is better than that one, so therefore it must be true, even though it's still moving in the lie. So what's reality compared to the illusion? Strong delusion, strong illusion. Everybody's caught up in it. You can't make headway. We had brothers say something to us that was out of place. Motherfucking young and emotional. Well, he think he's doing it carefully. He's doing it stupidly. I study people. Instead of standing up and saying, and being a derivative, saying all this bull crap, I'm sitting there going, this guy's retarded. This motherfucker forgot. I record shit. Now, I didn't record all the dumb shit I heard at night, but we record shit. Instead of making a correction and allowing their mind to expand, they stop the things that are beneficial because they think they know what they need compared on what they think they want. That's not what we heard. Life's over. I didn't hear that when I was growing up, when my mom was on my back beating my ass. When them things were walking down the alleyway, all lit up and shit. My brother about pooped himself. And I'm sitting there shaking like a, and the last one looked right at me. Held his head down in the armor and everything they were in. The fall of my land. That was not an illusion. But based on Hollywood and everything else, which they use magic and all the spells, and you got all these politicians who partake in the most devious of things, but because they're hidden, because they're doing a job for an enemy, they fooled you all in the illusion. And you're still stuck in it. What's the illusion compared to the reality? I can see some old dumbass pale skin of nigga at a special one. Pow! Shoot somebody in the head. Well, that's reality. That shows you how stupid and mundane the illusion is. Stay winning, Kane. What's going on, beloved? What's cracking? What's cracking? Just got rid of the local loonies, so thank goodness I've got all. Be nice. I know y'all here. I am not saying don't be part, don't do this, don't do that. I am not doing that. I'm just pointing out the fact that the fact is an illusion. I can read more and more of their crap. I go over to Yandex and scroll through and pull up all this other magnificent information. Either you know or you don't know. If you don't like the illusion, you stay in the illusion. But remember this, there are a few who are not in it. So while you're moving all, you think quietly and hush-like in the illusion, you've made the decision to fool yourself when many people are coming out of it. Many individuals, many sentient ones, many divine, whatever you want to call yourselves, being creatures, I don't know. That's more something than I got time for. I'm just pointing out the fact that the illusion is vast and wide. Remember they always talking about the gulf? Purgatory? Isn't purgatory? No, yeah, I ain't done with that. Just for perhaps sake, to end this off. So when you look at purgatory, and if you go to the noun, it's going to pull up some Roman Catholic bullshit. I've read this before. I've got it way down these thousands of tabs up top. It's one of that Roman Catholic doctrine. Anyway, a place or state of suffering, inhabited, which inhabited is past tense, inhabited, past participated, inhabited of a person, animal, or group, live in or occupy a place or environment. Your environment just happens to be an illusion. So by the souls of sinners, right? And what do we think sinners is? As usual, we always think it's about a person who transgresses against the divine law by committing an immoral act or acts. We already talked about divine. Wouldn't there be a law against self? But the Roman fake-ass doctrine of Catholic bullshit church, of a fake-ass Jew walking around with a yarmulke on his head, you know, loving pedophiles, you know, this, that, and other, all that, you know, all that stuff, right? They think they're divine. Bubba's divine, which we are. Anyway, would I need to do all this? No, because they're divine-less, but y'all are stuck in the illusion. A place or state of suffering inhabited by the souls of sinners who are expiating their sins before going to heaven. What do we consider sinners? Well, sinner is a person who transgresses against divine law by committing or an immoral act or acts. Immoral. Let's take a look at immoral. Not conforming to accepted standards. Y'all know what standards are, right? Oh, we're gonna go back. I just want to make sure y'all know, because we can look at it as a synonym, now whatever, right? A level of quality or attainment. How the fuck you gonna attain a certain quality if you're being lied to, and even though you repudiate and dispute it with the enemy, the perdition is set over you. So we go back to a moral, right? Not conforming to accepted standards of morality. Well, what's considered morality? Well, we look at that and it says morality is the principles concerning the distinction between right and wrong, or good and bad behavior. But what do we see the Catholic Church doing? They support the sinners and their clergy. It's all immoral. They whitewash history. It's all a lie. So a person who transgresses against the divine law by committing an immoral act or acts. So again, purgatory, a place or state of suffering inhabited by the souls of sinners who are expiating, all right, which is a ground or present participle in expiating, or their sins must be expiated by sacrifice. So who's living in reality versus the illusion? You think we was gonna get there? Nigga, we got there and not in no damn fake ass handbag. When I was telling people that Egypt prep, that is not a pine cone, but that is a corn maize. I grew it. I know. Oh, you crazy? Oh, it's pine cone. Now everybody's up in arms and everybody's going, oh, that's maize, that's corn. Oh, look at that corn he's holding. What's it significant to? When I tell you we're the original people, the first people subjugated them because we became powerful. We created a place to lock them away. We fought them. Now you got an idiot running around based on fiat, patrolling the world, making you think you got to pay where you live and you got to buy their poison and toxin, right? The Amish, you saw what they tried to do with them, with those weak-ass, dumbass FBI. The people are bought out and paid for it. Sheep who don't know what's really going on, who decided, because they got to see a few things, maybe Antarctica, this, that, and other, that ain't nothing. And that ain't even a drop in the pond of reality or truth. Because the idiot, they, anyway, right? Y'all know nothing about reality because you love your illusion. Bro, I don't get super chats, I don't get donations, I don't get shit. And everything they look at on here is a bunch of bullshit. You hear what I'm saying, cuz? They know we building, they know we doing. I buy books, and the book didn't show up yet, Baby Girl Slaughter. And they just can't take their illusion's strong, bro. I'm not saying for that. I'm just pointing out fact. I'm using everything as an example to show you how strong the illusion is. Never not my baby girl. When I was setting my 500 to the little knucklehead, and oh yeah, my baby girl stood up and said, "Hey, baby, here." Oh. And I was able to get some of the things you see, and I gotta show how to do the silicone. Anyway, no, I was looking for So T went up there and started hitting the silicone. You know what I'm saying? I got to show him how to put it up in there though. Something I did before. This is a different way we built the deck here, but I gotta. It's a little different, but it's a beautiful thing. I always say we come together and we work together. It's not about me. Yeah, okay, habitat managers, I did construction. Yeah, okay, I know a few things, but I don't know nothing. I like people to be comfortable. But if I ask something, if I suggest something and I don't see it fall through, I'm gonna come on you like a goddamn monkey. What I say about the monkey on your back? Anyway, y'all remember? I'm just wondering who's paying attention. I know the illusion is better. Okay? I know the illusion people like. I don't like looking at TV, but I'm always looking, when things change in my dreams, and I've had a couple of changes, I look for things. I don't always know why you would think that maybe I enjoy looking at it. I like watching Will Survives. I see he took a break and he needed to. I see the confliction and confusion, right? I'm looking for things. I am not entered and contained. I am looking for things because I saw all these brothers and sisters that are doing what Will did right now. One's called Yahshua HaMashiach, the other one's called, anyway, there's about several brothers. They picked up after Will. I see these things. And then I comment. I says, hey, look, while you're doing that, why don't you do this? Hey, you know what that main name means? I want you to look it up. Because why? It's the embetterment. It's people that, if you want to stay in illusion, the matrix, well, go ahead. There's nothing wrong with it. That's on you. I ain't here to stop a damn thing. But there are a few who need to hear the next thing to get over that barbed wire, because they didn't know they could lay their jacket over it, and they don't need the jacket where they're going. Or they need to get over that what you call it. So I gave them a better footing, step one more level up, to actually climb over it. Now they're gonna figure out if they're gonna pull that up and go down the other way. I am just saying, and it doesn't stop nothing, because when you start coming into your truth, you'll realize that it's not about the illusion or what people consider reality. Not even when you start accepting the new reality. It's beyond that. I remember this one guy I was in the Navy, and he kept talking smack, and I was like, yo, we got the broom closet right there. Let's step in there. Nah, man, I know how you was with them hands. I was like, what you gonna do? What, you gonna get a knife or something? He said, then why are you talking smack? He says, I just wanted to see if I can rile you. You didn't rile me. I just wanted, what you did, you just showed me that you're consistent. You're consistent how you see all the time, and I'm the one that's gonna stop it. I'm gonna take you in the broom closet, and I'm gonna mash you up. It's not about feelings. It's not about emotions. It's about stopping it, because you do it with everybody. So when I mash you up, your embarrassment is going to be so strong that you're not going to do it to nobody else. You know what he said to me? When we got back to the base, he said, man, you suffer from PTSD. I said, why you say that? You done told everybody about your child abuse, this, that, and the other. And how the hell you get in the military? All the death and everything you've seen. I had to question myself. Shit, am I living in an illusion? Oh, I did. I'm 22 years old. I said, damn it. That motherfucker caught me, man. He caught me. I didn't know her. And I was like, oh, I'm partaking in the illusion. He said, oh, you suffering from PTSD? You need to go down to the infirmary. You want to beat everybody's ass. Ricky, any of y'all on here? I don't know if was y'all put me on that cruise. So if you're in here, you can convey on the fact that, yeah, I used to be a little feisty thing. I always thought myself to be the one to beat the bullies up. It didn't matter if they could win or lose. I just, you know what? And I realized that I was all in the illusion. I wanted my actions were supposed to be right. They were far from it. That's why I say, no, I'm not here to stop nothing. And that's a fact. I'm not. But I know some people didn't know they could put their coat over the barbed wire, and some people, or their pants, run out there butt naked. Or sometimes somebody didn't know that if you really got to get over it, you can remove the bottom step, just double step up and put it on the top to make it over that hump. How many of y'all feel that little knot you got right here? Study it. All right? And I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to an old fogey like me. I hope that some of you got something from it. I guess so, hon. They won't stop because y'all won't stop. They won't stop nothing they're doing because y'all love the strong delusion and the illusion of what you find practically. Sisters, brothers, my Cashapp is $ Indian Jim. Indian Jim 1. I just saw the idiot that was looking at us with the binoculars, bro. I saw the idiot right by just. What? Ooh, the illusion. Anyway, okay, I appreciate y'all all. Oh, let me see, it's some warmed up. I gotta cook something to eat. Me and my little bro here, we hungry than a monkey, man. With no trees, with no banana trees around. I'm gonna let y'all know how this tastes. I still got a little bit of my caffeine, but I talked for about an hour and 30 minutes, so well, hour and 10 minutes, 5, whatever. Of course, I could have simplified it. All. Let me see. Oh, back and stuff. Oh my God. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my God. That's a lot. Bah! Just leave it in the fridge. Look, man. I meant to put some of that yogurt in there. Oh, that's some good ass stuff, y'all. I knew you was gonna do. Oh, this sugar. Oh, this gotta act like a little. Oh, yeah, African jungle bunny. Oh, they gotta comment. Oh, where's Ronald Reagan and Jesus when you need them? Oh, don't go talking about what I'm saying. Oh, just mind your business. Oh, you little nigglets. Oh. Hey, Carrie. What's up, mama? Anyway, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna sign off. Look, don't take everything so seriously. Research some of the stuff I gave. That's not medical advice. I'm saying, in my perspective, what I stated, what I've seen. That's all. And what 1,000 doctors are now saying the world over. All right? And they're all over the place. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok banned my account on something from 2023. That's 3 accounts ago. I think them little fake Jews is bothered like a monkey, boy. Like I care. But we know who took over it. Oh, I think there always was a control of it, but that's another narrative. I'm saying so I care. It's not my loss. Those idiots. It's so funny. I was just eating a big salad. Hi, Benji, what's up, man? I hear you, brother. Good, brother. Wide up in the sheet. What's going on, beloved? Anyway, you guys, I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to a folks like me. I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna get to getting this ground turkey and some lobster, man, and mushroom. Yeah, me and T sit down, chill. I'm gonna have to show him how to use it, but he did the silicone, one of those boards. You gotta have water when you do this. It's just really complicated, but it looked good. But it's I gotta. So we all work together, and it's gonna be pretty cool. And we're gonna show you. I haven't recorded anything working with doing up there. I think I took pictures. I think And I'll put that together in a little collage. But I still have like, now I got like 12, I think 12 videos uploaded, members, and a couple over here. So I'll make sure those edits are decent, and cut out what I need to cut out, and I'll get some of those uploaded. And then we'll come back later and we'll read, okay? But I appreciate you all, I really do. And we'll see you guys later. West Side, all right, man. All right, see you guys later.